Well, it's summertime and everybody's trying to improve their home, especially since we've been stuck at home. So of course a lot of people are doing home renovations. So when our backyard neighbor decided to build a balcony, I didn't mind all the banging and the noise of the hammering and the workers and everything. That was fine. Now the left side of this balcony has a straight view to the sliding glass doors to my backyard. And I started to notice and become very uncomfortable when he would stand up there on every smoke break and stare directly into my living room, at me and my children. So I started closing the curtains whenever he was out there. But I don't want to do that every time that I'm sitting in my living room. I like the natural light. And it wasn't just me and my kids that he would stare in at. My husband was down there too a few times and the guy would stare in. I don't know about you, but my mama told me, don't stare at people, and secondly, don't look in people's windows. So he must have missed that lesson. But in any case, I talked to my neighbor about it and she said, well, why don't you just tape up a big sign that says, don't watch us, we're not your big screen TV. I'm not that confrontational. I want a good relationship with my neighbors. Even if they're being creeps, I don't want to cause any hard feelings. So feeling like fish in a fishbowl, I even considered moving. But I've moved my entire life pretty much every 3 years and I don't want to keep moving. It's too much stress and it's a lot of expense. So thankfully I found a solution. So if you're dealing with peeping toms in your neighborhood as well, by the way, it's actually legal what he was doing because he was on his property and our windows were open. But like I said, I think that I should be able to have my curtains open to have the natural daylight come in and still not have my privacy invaded. Now, obviously I don't mind a bunch of YouTube people looking into my home when I'm inviting you in and I'm controlling what you can see when you can see it. But it's a little different when somebody's staring in at you when you don't want them to, right? Instead of doing a panic move, which would be so stressful and totally not what I want to do, I love my house here and I just put in a garden. You can watch that video here. I just had to come up with a better plan. Now, I'd never heard of this product before, so I'm so glad that a friend told me about it, and knowledge is power. Now I feel like my neighbor doesn't have all of the power. I don't know, like trying to intimidate us. I don't really know what his deal is. It's just weird. I've got a solution. I feel like I can live freely the way I want to again, and maybe eventually we'll plant some trees that will grow, but right now this is an immediate solution and I wanted to share it with you in case you're going through the same thing. It's miserable to feel like your privacy is being invaded and you can't even do anything about it because it's apparently legal. So today I'm going to share with you the solution that I found to keep my creepy neighbor from staring into my living room without having to plant trees and wait years for them to grow to block the line of vision, and without keeping us from being able to look outside so that I can watch my kids while they're playing in the backyard and keep them safe while I'm still folding laundry on the couch.
And that solution is one-way mirror window vinyl, which actually also helps retain heat during the winter and keeps your home cooler in summer.
When we first moved into this house 4 years ago, I did my own DIY privacy vinyl window cling, which was just the tablecloth kind of vinyl that I cut from Walmart, and I painted it with some swirls with some acrylic paints, and then I just stuck it to the window with some foam soap. And that has stayed up fine as well. But like I said, for this project we wanted to be able to see out back but not let him see us. A few of the example how-to videos on installing privacy window clean vinyl had the guys doing it by themselves, and my husband probably could have done it by himself. I certainly couldn't because my left arm doesn't work that well. I can't raise it too high. So I just helped my husband a little bit for this one, and it makes it go faster and also helps if somebody can hold it up, especially if you have pets, not to get a lot of dust and lint behind it, which will really kind of be magnified. I will say that we kind of feel like we're in a fishbowl now for a different reason, and that is because of the 4 color choices that I had of the vinyl tints. I chose blue because it would give the illusion of the sky kind of colors, and I just like blue, but honestly it makes you feel like you're underwater. So if I was going to do it again, I would have chosen the silver. So keep that in mind, and I'll put a link in the description box below of what we ended up purchasing. Instead of ordering a big long roll that we would have to cut ourselves, I ordered 2 of this particular size, which is essentially only a few inches extra around the edges of the size of our back door windows. So it worked out great. And then there was less frustration with extra pieces getting in our way. So there isn't adhesive to this window cling. You use soap in between the window and the cling. And the soap that I used in a spray bottle was just several pumps of baby shampoo. And it's working great. It's been a week. Nothing's coming undone. I did purchase a few other tools for this project. This was about $5 at Lowe's. I'll link something like it in the description box below if you need a nice big squeegee to help you if you decide to do this project. And then I got a vinyl installation kit thing, and this squeegee was in it. You can use this side or this side. The pointy corners are helpful for getting the edges, but honestly you could probably just use a nice new ice scraper and it would probably work just as well. This actually did do a little bit of scraping on the vinyl so that there's these barely noticeable hairline scrapes along it in rows. So what we did to fix that problem is put a little bit of soft fabric over it and just push it in easier. But like I said, you probably don't need to buy a kit like this. You could use a sharp razor blade for the cutting and, like I said, a nice new ice scraper too. So we managed not to get any lint except maybe one tiny spot up there.
And I think this project took a little bit under 2 hours to apply the vinyl to both window panes, or door panes I guess. So it wasn't too bad. I let my husband, he's a little bit more OCD, I let him get the bubbles out of the window and do more of the muscle work while I helped the kids practice their piano.
So let me show you what it looks like from the outside. So up close even, you can look at it and only see your reflection. The only exception would be at night. If it was light inside and dark outside, we could definitely see in, and then we would need to close the curtains, of course, which we do at night anyway. So I've got kids, I already need to clean the window. I just did that last week, but of course, that's life. It's a lot nicer to feel like people aren't staring at you. So I'm happy with how it turned out.
The only thing I regret is not being able to see his face when he realized his favorite quarantine show got canceled.
So if you enjoyed this look into my crazy life and DIY projects that I'm up to, would you be sure to give this video a thumbs up? Click subscribe if you haven't already below, and also make sure to hit that notification bell so that you'll know when the next video is up. If you want to hang out some more, here's a playlist that you might enjoy. This is my most recent video, and YouTube thinks you did enjoy this video. Have a great one. Bye. If I wanted to be really creepy, I could stare out of my window over at my neighbor's deck and watch them whenever they do anything outside. But my mom taught me that it's rude to stare.